Hi, I'm going to give you a quick little tutorial on how to have your students create their own personalized Padlet walls to demonstrate their understanding of the learner profile traits, the PYP attitudes, or forms of action that they are taking. When students go to Padlet.com, the first thing they're going to have to do is to sign up to Padlet. They can do that using their school emails, or if your school allows it, their personalized emails. When they enter into Padlet, they can click on the big yellow box that says build a wall. This takes you inside a blank wall space. Everything that students are going to need to know about Padlet as far as altering and creating their walls can be found inside the settings wheel where it says modify this wall. When they click on that, the first thing that they can alter is their profile. Students can choose a portrait from some of the images that Padlet has provided, or if they aren't inspired by any of these portraits, they can add their own by taking a photo of themselves or finding an image that best represents them. The next thing that they can do is add a title to this Padlet wall. In this case, I'm going to title it Reads Learner Profile Wall, and I'm going to add a little bit more detailed description. So I might have something such as a place for me to show how I am practicing my learner profile traits. After students have set up their title and their portrait, the next thing that they can do inside the settings wheel is to modify their wallpaper. Again, Padlet has a few options for students to select from. If students are not inspired by any of these options, what they can do is add their own. In this case, I'm just going to choose an ocean. And then I can go down and modify my layout. There are two options here. One is freeform and one is stream. I am a bigger fan of stream, at least to begin Padlet walls, because they're more visual and bigger. Freeform has its merits and it looks pretty cool when you have a lot of posts, but initially the posts are smaller and their size is random in freeform, where in stream the size of the posts is consistent and larger. Inside privacy, there's not a whole lot I have my students do, neither in notifications. Inside address, however, there are some benefits to modifying the address. As you can see here, Padlet has randomly assigned a URL for me for this Reads Learner Profile wall. If I'm going to be linking this wall to a place on my blog or an image or a phrase, I don't really need to change the URL because it doesn't matter too much. However, if students don't have a place that they can link this wall to and they need to memorize this Padlet wall URL, what they can do is come down and pick a Padlet address and personalize it. So perhaps because it's my learner profile wall, I might try reads LP wall and see if that's available. It is, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it. When I do pick it, you can see my URL has changed up here. So that's pretty much all students need to do to set up their wall. Now, enacting their wall. Whether they're on an iPad, a desktop, or a laptop, all students have to do to post is just double click. So I'm going to double click, and again it prompts me to give my name or my post title. If students are working on a communal Padlet wall, I do have them put their names here so I can identify and we can identify who's posting, what they're saying. However, this is my personal Padlet wall that shows my learner profile traits, so I don't really need to include my name. What I do is I have students write the learner profile trait or the PYP attitude or the action that they are focusing on, that they're referencing, so that they have a clear understanding of what it is they have just demonstrated and practiced. Students can then add media. If they want to, they can upload a file from their device. It's very easy to add photos from your camera roll. One of the cool things about Padlet as well is that you can add a URL. So if students have a short little video clip on YouTube that they would like to add to Padlet, they may do so. Otherwise, if they found an image online that best represents one of the attitudes or traits that they've just demonstrated, they can also include that image in there. In this case, I'm just going to add a file from my device. I can just browse inside my desktop, and then I'm going to add this photo, which shows me inquiring. What I have my students do is make sure that they're writing a caption underneath the learner profile traits or attitude that they've identified, so it goes into a little bit deeper explanation of how they were inquiring. So for example, the caption might be something like, today in class I was wondering how climate is affecting how humans live near the polar regions. I have my learner profile trait identified, I have my caption, I have my image which shows me inquiring earlier today, and I can just click off of it. Students can do this with their learner profile traits, their PYP attitudes, or actions. It's very simple. The whole process takes just a matter of minutes, and they can independently do it, put down their device, and get back to the independent or collaborative center that they were working on initially. So I hope this helps and you find some use in this tutorial. Thanks.